Dear students, I hope you're all well. Today we are going to discuss about how do we breathe in the chapter respiration of organisms. So let us now learn about the mechanism of breathing. Normally we take in air through our nostrils, okay? When we inhale air, it passes through our nostrils to nasal cavity. From the nasal cavity, the air reaches to our lungs through the windpipe. Lungs are present in the chest cavity. Okay, as you seen in figure 10.4. So this is full human respiratory system. Okay, these are lungs. As you seen here, these are two lungs here. Okay, this is nasal passage, oral cavity, and from this windpipe, air goes to these lungs. This cavity is surrounded by ribs on the sides. A large muscular seat called diaphragm forms the floor of the chest cavity. Breathing involves the movement of the diaphragm and the rib cage. Okay, in breathing, movement of diaphragm and rib cage occur. During inhalation, ribs move up and outwards and down, diaphragm moves down. Okay, this question can be asked in exams and it is important for your higher classes also. Okay, this is a concept wise question that when we inhale air, ribs moves up. Okay, you can feel in yourself also. Okay, and outwards and diaphragm moves down. This movement increases space in our chest cavity and air rushes into the lungs. The lungs get filled with air. During exhalation, ribs move down and inwards, while diaphragm moves up to its former position. This reduces the size of the chest cavity and air is pushed out of the lungs. These movements in our body can be felt easily. Okay, you can also feel it. Take a deep breath, keep your palm on the abdomen, feels the movement of the abdomen. What do you find? After having learned that during breathing there are changes in the size of the chest cavity, children got involved in the chest expansion competition also. Okay, you can do this type of activity if you see these two figures. Okay, you can easily understand that during inhalation, okay, our diaphragm moves up. Okay, this is structure you can feel in yourself also. And when we exhale air, diaphragm moves back, or you can say upside. Okay, so there is a note for you that smoking damages lungs. Smoking is also linked to cancer. It must be avoided. Everyone was posting that she or he could expand in the maximum. How about doing this activity in the class with your classmate? Okay, you can do this activity in your home also. So there is the air around us has various types of unwanted particles such as smoke, dust, pollens, etc. When we inhale, the particles get trapped in the air present in our nasal cavity. However, sometimes these particles may get past the air in the nasal cavity. This may irritate the lining of the cavity, as a result of which we sneeze. Sneezing expels these foreign particles from the inhaled air and the dust free clean air enters our body. So what take care you have to do when you sneeze? You should cover your nose so that the foreign particles you expel are not inhaled by other person. So there is an activity. Take a deep breath. Measure the size of the chest with a measuring tape and record your observation in table 10.2. Measure the size of the chest again when expanded and indicate which classmate shows the maximum expansion of the chest. We can understand the mechanism of breathing by a simple model. Okay, so mechanism you can understand. First you have to take a white plastic bottle, remove the bottom, get a Y-shaped glass or plastic tube, make a hole in the lid so that the tube may pass through it. To the forked end of the tube fixed to deflated balloons. Introduce the tube into the bottle as shown in figure 10.7. Now cap the bottle, seal it to make it airtight. To the open base of the bottle, tie a thin rubber or plastic sheet using a large rubber band. Okay, so you can see here the hole in the lid such a way that dips in a lime water. Now blow gently through the straw a few times. Is there a change in the appearance of lime water? Can you explain this change on the basis of what you have learned in chapter 6? Okay, this structure, mode of sour mechanism. Okay, this is plastic bottle, these are balloons you have to fit like this. So first, to understand the expansion of the lungs, pull the rubber sheet from the base downwards and wash the balloons. Next, push the rubber or plastic sheet up and absorb the balloons. Did you see any changes in the balloons? What do the balloons in this model represent? What does the rubber sheet represent? Okay, now you should be explained to mechanism of breathing. Okay, so easily by this example, when the rubber sheet moves down, it likes our diaphragm also. When we inhale air, air is just filled in our lungs. Okay, suppose these are two lungs, and when we exhale air, okay, they get back to its normal stage. So this is the mechanism of breathing. What do we breathe out? Okay, take a slender, clean test tube or a glass plastic bottle, make a hole in its lid and fix it on the bottle. Pour some freshly prepared lime water in the test tube. Insert a plastic straw through the hole in the lid such a way that dips in lime water. Now blow gently through the straw a few times. Okay, so you have to see a change there in this figure. Okay, this effect of exhaled air on lime water. Okay, so it changes, it is a chemical change. So you can easily understand now which gas is it we exhale. Okay, you are aware that air we inhale or exhale is a mixture of gases. What do we exhale? Do we exhale only carbon dioxide or a mixture of gases along with it? You must have also observed that if you exhale on a mirror, a film of moisture appears on its surface. Okay, from where do these droplets come? Here, the percentage of oxygen and carbon dioxide in inhaled and exhaled air is given. Okay, so suppose these are our lungs, and 21% of oxygen we inhaled and we exhale 16.4% oxygen, and the same way we inhale the 0.04% of carbon dioxide and exhale 4.4% of carbon dioxide. Now we understand the breathing in other animals. Animals such as elephants, lions, cows, goats, frogs, lizards, snakes, birds have lungs in their chest cavities like the human beings. How do other organisms breathe? Do they also have lungs like those of human beings? Let us find out. Cujo also wants to know if cockroaches, snails, fish, earthworms, ants, and mosquitoes also have lungs. Okay, so for this, to know this answer, you have to come in the next class. Okay, and we will discuss in the next video the mechanism of respiration in different animals. Okay, today we learned about the movement of diaphragm during inhalation and exhalation of air, and the mechanism of respiration in human beings. So I hope you would understand, and you have to make the figure of the money skill 10 also, this human respiratory system is structure. Okay, and if you find any difficulty, so you can ask to me any time. Thank you.